Bum 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 bum
Bum,
bum.
bum, bum.
Hello everyone, we're the Continuity Crew. I'm Will.
My neck hurts.
That's Win, and today we're back with another episode of the Continuity Crew podcast, episode 3, 4. I don't know.
3 or 4.
Depends where we put it.
Yeah, when? Yeah, we don't know.
3, 4. And the next one we film will be 4, 3.
Something like that.
Figure it out. But we're doing franchises today, talking about franchises that had potential, because I mean it's a franchise.
Yep.
But in the end, kind of got canned or canceled, as people would say.
It's the same principle as the first.
Yeah, we
podcast
talked
we did.
about just movies that had potential, so go
yeah.
check that out.
Yeah.
If I remember and I upload it, I'll put a little card right there, so go check it out.
Which one? See,
The movies with
podcast one. Yeah.
Yeah. And but we're gonna talk about franchises now, and us doing research for this just to get right into it is like, it looks like books. Just
It's the worst one.
The worst one. A lot of them are even books that I've read as like a kid.
Yeah.
There's the Aragon series of unfortunate events.
Diary of a Wimpy Kid was going to be somewhat.
Yeah,
It had potential. That one had potential.
I would say, yeah, I didn't even think about that
Yeah.
one, but
I just remember that.
the first one was like a cute kids movie, and it was decently funny. I mean, I was a kid when I watched it, but I remember I watched it a lot, and then it just goes downhill. And then they like rebooted it, which was weird.
they did, and the kid looks stupid. His brother looks stupid. He's
Yeah.
like semi-Asian or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, everyone was mad that not my Roderick or whatever.
Oh yeah, that was the thing. I thought.
Yeah. But book franchise, what else? Aragon, all that. Divergent. Because I thought that got all of its movies.
It did, but it failed.
Well, yes, because they sucked.
Yeah, because like I think the writer left in the first. I think it was something like that.
I'm pretty sure like the direction and stuff. I'll pull.
What's his name? The guy who did Whiplash?
Damien Chazelle.
No. The actor.
Oh, Miles Teller.
Miles Teller. Yeah, he signed on to the movie because he thought it was gonna be good.
Mm.
Oh, you know what? The Fox Universe Fantastic Four.
Yeah, definitely.
That was supposed to be another one.
You could even just talk about Sony stuff in general, like
Yeah.
both Spider-Mans.
Yeah. I mean, they were kind of semi-successful.
I mean, I would say they were successful, but I would say they fulfilled their potential, but on other ends, it got kind of screwed up on the back end. Since we're on the topic of Marvel, we'll kind of touch on the MCU. It was kind of doomed to fail in a sense. I mean, with Downey kind of not being the hottest actor in Hollywood at the time.
People knew him, but
yeah.
he wasn't like a big name.
He's not who he is now.
No, he wasn't like a big money. You know, like they would throw a lot of money on him. I guess
Definitely
they
not
did, but
an actor to almost like start a 20
franchise.
plus movie franchise.
He's not like Christian Bale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I look where that went, and honestly, that's all. Because, and just talking about like the first ones, like Incredible Hulk, Thor, Captain America, they're not the best movies.
They aren't. No.
Yeah. I always hated Captain America, like, and then I rewatched it leading up to Endgame because I watched them in order. I'm like, nah. I mean, now it's better because there's little references you can pick up, and it's like, okay, that's cool. I mean, like Red Skull being in Infinity War and all that stuff, but otherwise, not the best films. But they somehow pulled it off.
They did.
I mean, I
think it was the Avengers thing, man.
Yeah,
It's never been done before. Before that, I don't think we ever saw the Justice League in a big screen.
Nothing to that scale and of that type of media for sure. Like,
it was like the first big step to franchises, but it could have been.
And
so
now
bad.
ever since then,
everyone's doing it.
Everyone's tried to copy it, and it's never gonna happen again. At least in our lifetime, I would say not.
Speaking of copying, the Dark Universe.
Yeah.
Did you ever see The Mummy?
I watched The Mummy, yeah. And then there was the Dracula one that was supposed to start it, but it also wasn't connected.
It was supposed to be Johnny Depp.
Yeah, that too. But I don't think that one's supposed to be connected to The Mummy, but they were like, oh, but it isn't. But yeah, The Mummy starring Tom Cruise. And it had Jekyll and Hyde in it.
Did you ever see that failed trailer of The Mummy?
I don't think so. Hey, there's one. Just thinking of it. 50 Shades of Grey.
Oh boy, I don't think they. You know what? I think it might have had potential.
I
but
would say it
I
had
think
potential.
It got their money back.
Oh, they made their money,
Yeah,
but they were bad.
they were incredibly bad.
But, oh man, just like.
Did you ever watch any of them?
Yes, I watched all 3.
I'm surprised.
Yeah.
I'm really surprised you watched. I guess I'm not.
I watched the 3rd one in theaters. I remember cleaning up the theaters because that's when I worked there too. I found a used condom in there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Book movies. I want to go back to that real quick.
For sure.
I feel like the book movies have about the same amount of potential as the Marvel Universe did.
Yeah.
Because they were comic books, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
And look what they did. I think the mistakes that book movies make is that they try to stick to the source way too much. Like way too close. Like they try to say like, oh, we try to make it as close as possible to the book, but you just can't do it because, you know, it's an all-in-one thing, and it's like you only have about an hour 40 minutes to be able to talk about the story. Then, well, you know, why not make it a semi-adaptation? Just kind of add it a little bit into it.
Do better, studios.
Yeah. Here's one we never talk about, or we haven't talked about before. We only made one video on it, and I didn't really get to say this in the previous video for this one. Play movies.
Yeah.
Like movies based on plays, for example, like In the Heights.
In the Heights.
That one had big potential.
Hey,
I know you liked it, but they didn't make their money back.
That's true. And I wouldn't say that's fair.
They kind of failed.
In this era.
What do you mean?
In the pandemic era? Come
yeah,
on.
I know, but like how many people do you think talked about the movie?
I don't know.
Because I definitely didn't see, or at least the people I talked to definitely didn't talk about the movie like the way they would Hamilton, the way they would.
Yeah, that's true. That I would agree. It
wasn't
didn't
as popular.
Yeah, because there was controversy behind it, which was interesting.
No, I think the reason why the movie failed is because like they didn't have the star power.
No, they didn't.
Because like the main lead, I think I've only seen him in like 1 or 2 movies, and he was in like Stars Born, and
he's gonna be, I think, in the new Transformers movie.
Oh boy.
Yeah, lucky him.
Yeah, I guess.
Something. Oh, here's one. Spy Kids.
Never seen any of them.
You haven't seen any of the Spy Kids?
No.
So the first one is like a decent like action kids movie.
Yeah.
The second one kind of follows the same trend. It's just as good probably. And the third one gets weird, dude. They go to like into a video game. Sylvester Stallone's in it. It's weird.
Aren't those like toys, Spy Kids?
There was like a Spy Gear, I think is what you're thinking.
Spy Gear, okay.
But then there's and then the fourth one was just bad. I remember at the theaters, it was 4D, and they gave you a little card, and it was like a scratch and sniff for each scene, and it'd pop up on the screen. You scratch it, and then like I don't know, a kid would shit, and it smells like shit. That's made up.
Wait, hold on. When did this happen?
Well, let me look up.
Because like if that's true, I think I've heard of it before, where it's the 4D stuff, but I never really. You know, I was one of those kids that like, yeah, 3D's cool, but you know, it's a gimmick. And then 4D was like, no way, that's a thing.
Yeah,
I remember telling my dad about it. I was like, 4D.
Rub the numbers when they appear on screen. Presented by Aromascope.
That sounds really awful.
It was something.
Man, I kind of want to. Oh,
can
we bring that back?
Who was in it? Jessica Alba. That's who I was thinking of.
Can we bring that back?
It could have been more executed better. So in the 3D one, there was literally glasses that the kids wore like in the game.
Yeah.
And I remember I had it on DVD, and the glasses that came in the thing looked exactly like them. And I thought I was such a badass. I was so cool with my 3D glasses.
That sounds awful.
But yeah, Spy Kids.
You think that had potential?
The first two aren't awful movies. It's got a 5 on IMDb. They're fine kids movies.
Yeah, I never really had the desire to watch them.
Oh, it just gets so bad, dude.
Okay, the Fast and Furious movies. I think those movies had kind of should have failed.
Yeah, words.
We talked about it off screen, and we were talking about how this movie, if it stuck to the whole racing, drifting thing, and just like little medals with gangs or drugs or whatever,
like, the whole mob stuff and just gangs and stuff, it would not have been what it is today. And we talked about off screen, like he was saying, 2 and 4 weren't the best movies, and I mean even like 1 and 3, to even just throw them into the lot, they're fine.
No, those things are kind of like classics at this point.
Yeah, the like Tokyo Drift and the first one are, and
Yeah.
I mean Paul Walker in the second one, some of his lines are so
Don't worry about it, cuh.
don't worry about it, cuh. But then in 5 we get the injection of The Rock, and
Yep.
and it goes, they really start sending it, they go full send, honestly, on it, and they're pulling a bank vault behind them and like crashing and stuff and crazy.
I think that shit
stuff.
was alright. Like that
No,
was
that
like,
was cool. That, like, it's, and that's what we talked about it in our Fast video. Again, go check that out. But the fact, like, even the driving from one building in Dubai to another, like, I'm kind of like, okay, it's crazy, but okay, because like I think almost in the same year or the year before, we had, I think, Tom Cruise and
Mission Impossible.
Mission
in
Impossible
Dubai,
was
yeah.
in the same building, and he was like crawling on it. So
I think it starts falling apart at Fast 5, because that's where it was really teetering between like crazy shit to super crazy shit. Because like in between that, it was just a bank vault, just messing with a cartel leader.
after
or whatever.
5, it just goes off the walls.
After that, after they introduced like Shaw, whatever his name is, like
yeah,
the brother.
because the like next 3 movies are like about him.
yeah,
Because it's brother, and then it's him, and then what,
Hobbs
8?
Shaw.
Yeah,
8 became Charlize Theron.
yeah, and now she's in the 9 even. So and we rewatched 8 since we filmed our 9 episode, our Fast 9 episode, and like it's probably just as bad. We just didn't realize it at the time. It was 4 years ago. We've aged since then and seen more movies, and our taste has grown. But
It's funny because I feel like, you know, with this franchise, it should grow with the age group. But I feel like it's going backwards.
it kind of is.
It's going backwards to where like, oh yeah,
Well,
kids would find
and-
this cool.
That's kind of what Marvel did.
I guess, yeah.
I mean, it was quicker with their
Yeah, 'cause
to
they
the
got Disney,
kids,
yeah.
to the toy. Yeah, I guess Disney was a big play in that. Imagine if Disney bought Fast and Furious. You think they could handle it better?
No, it would be more awful.
Just
if I'm being
throw
honest.
just give it to Kevin Feige. He's fixed Star Wars pretty much.
It did not fix Star Wars. Oh, Star Wars, the new ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're kind of
Did you see the anime one that they're doing?
No, but I've
Looks
seen the trailer for it.
super sick.
It does.
Like, I'm not the biggest fan of Star Wars. Like, I've watched them all.
Yeah.
But like,
We're all familiar with Star Wars.
yeah, it looks so good. I'm on, and also I'm like, the boys will watch this and they hate anime, and I'm like, this is how we indoctrinate them.
They're not gonna watch. I feel like they're
If
not.
they don't, I know Jacob will. Jacob's the
Jacob,
biggest.
yeah,
He's the
Jacob's
biggest
fine.
Star Wars fan.
Yeah, that's
easily out
true.
of all of us. I wonder if the other ones will, because it looks so cool, and it looks like the big thing like about Mandalorian was kind of like we're out of the universe in a sense, and like this is what I want. I'm sick of the Luke Skywalker stuff.
But no, in this franchise, the previous one,
Yeah, the
they
past
should've moved
trilogy,
on.
the past trilogy of Star Wars, yes, trash, and just I don't know.
With Ray, I think Ray was cool, but then there's
Adam
of course you
Driver's
got the nostalgia
character.
shit.
His character arc, Kylo's character arc is,
Confusing.
I don't know if it's confusing. I really liked it. I'm a sucker for a bad to good thing.
I don't know. Well, it's regular, but like I don't know about the way they did it.
Oh no, yeah, the way how it ended up too, when like they kissed, that was pretty. What?
Yeah, I think for the longest time I thought that was incest.
So no, if anyone's watching who's a Star Wars fan and wants to prove me wrong, I'm pretty sure it is in a sense, because I think the whole thing with Anakin's mom, back to Phantom Menace, is she just got pregnant. she was like the Virgin Mary, and I think it's theorized that Palpatine put it inside her to have this big bad, and it becomes Anakin, Darth Vader, the like strongest Sith ever, and so and Rey is a Palpatine, and Ben is a Skywalker, technically a Solo.
Yeah.
So technically, it kind of is.
It's in the family tree, yeah.
Yeah, but it's also like, what's weirder, that or what's going on with Loki and Sylvie right now?
Is that supposed to be? I don't think that's supposed to be a thing. You know what? We're in superheroes right now. Let's talk about DCEU.
Yeah, let's talk to DC.
I feel like that was bound to happen. Failed.
Yeah, DC, man. It's the fact that they're competing against Marvel, and Marvel and DC have been, I wouldn't say competing. It's a friendly competition, I would say, comic-wise and toys and all that.
I feel like those guys are just having fun, and then there's like these fans that's like, no, DC's better. But the guys over there in the back and just like writing the comic books are like, this is gonna be awesome. It's Wolverine and Batman.
Yeah, they're just having fun. Like, yeah. But DC started off I guess Man of Steel, right? Yep. Man of Steel started off.
They started Green Lantern.
Well, canon.
It's canon.
Technically, because they're leaning into just make it a mess of just the hard-on multiverse, and they're only like technically like 6, 7 or 8 movies in,
and
like
TV shows.
Yeah, it's like, oh, they're all connected.
Yeah,
and I mean, in the TV shows, it kind of works because they have 23 episode seasons. They kind of need some filler there, but in the movies, you're like, okay, do we need to watch all these CW shows, or it's a mess now.
The CW shows also should have had potential.
Yeah,
because I think they were really cool.
Some of them do. Like the first season of Arrow is pretty freaking top.
Yeah, and then they just failed.
And
after
then
that.
it's just
it just goes downhill. I like the Flash.
The Flash even
that was cool, but like after I think 3rd or 4th season, it just started falling.
I think the 4th one they messed up because the villain wasn't a speedster, and it's like it just doesn't make sense, at least to the just regular viewer. It's like, how this dude's slow. Just you can't catch up with him.
Back to Snyder stuff though.
Yes.
Why do we think it failed?
It was rushed. I mean,
it was very rushed.
That I think, and not even to like undermine like Snyder's like ability, like Snyder fanboy, whatever. But like, just if it was, give him more time.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I think
or let him do what he wants.
One of the main reasons I think the movie, the Snyderverse failed is one. Okay, I think there's about 2 or 3 criteria here. One, it's pretty obvious. Warner Brothers. That's one of them.
Yes. I would say that's that, and there's no like Kevin Feige really behind it.
Sure. Yeah.
But just to mesh those two together. Yeah. But go ahead.
Warner Brothers. They didn't really know what they were in for, or they weren't listening. Yeah. I think what happened was they were just like, oh, this guy has a good idea, let's take it. And then after that, they just kind of like, oh, give him money. And then after they saw it, they're like, no, we don't like this, change it. Yeah. So that's one of them. Warner Brothers meddling. That's pretty common around the whole Hollywood movie stuff. They have producers meddling shit. And then writing this movie. It feels like it tried too hard to connect it.
Which one?
Or just all of them? Yeah, majority of them. Man of Steel would have worked.
Man of Steel was very not, I would say, not well received majority wise. Yeah. It wasn't. A lot of people didn't like the Superman that he was. A lot of people didn't like where they went with it. But
I think it was just a crazy start. It was way too crazy.
It's Superman. I understand. Yeah. Like, he's probably him and Batman are probably the most recognized superheroes ever, I would say.
Yeah.
Even like beating out Marvel for the most part. Yeah. But it's like, you got to start kind of grounded.
Yeah.
Like even Iron Man, sure, he's a man in a suit, he's got no powers, and then like even
he did it in a cave.
Yeah, but like you go to this alien that we all know his story, it doesn't work to start off a franchise on because, or at least how they did it.
Like, if they were to start it, I think what they should have done is just, again, I've said this before, they should have started with Wonder Woman.
Yeah, and she's a god, but also like I feel like our brains for some reason could almost comprehend that more. Of like,
Well,
she's a really strong person. Got it. Okay. Well.
Yeah.
Well, Superman's bringing this alien geopolitical like exterminate. I don't know it.
But the thing I was talking about was writing, and like it was way too ambitious.
Yes,
I think that's what it was. Because like I think Man of Steel, if they didn't add Lois Lane, if it was actually grounded, like you said, and if it was just trying to see or watch Superman do something about the world, let's say like political stuff.
Yeah, to go with like Lex.
Yeah,
he's got a virus or some bullshit.
Or not even start with Man of Steel, and also Zack Snyder not writing it but still directing it. I think that would have been fine.
Yeah, that's fair.
If they did
Zach
Wonder
is
Woman,
ambitious.
He's way too ambitious, and I think he's like 5 movies ahead, and he doesn't even know if he's gonna get it. That's
no, absolutely, because like his whole plot for the Justice League like series of movies he wanted to do is like almost ever changing when he posts about it. He's like, well, we had this draft and this draft, and that's why this was this, and then it's like he crosses them and it's fine.
That like a good example for the ambition there was Batman v Superman. Doomsday shows up, and it's like, well, that could have been sucked.
That could have been the whole movie on its own, and not the last 30-40 minutes of the movie, because like Doomsday comics, I mean, I guess, and the movie too. He kills Superman. Like that's a whole thing. There's a whole series of comics, Death of Superman.
And there's an animated series for it too, and it's
that's
pretty
actually
good.
It's actually one of my favorite comics. I think almost all of the individual ones and like the like graphic novelization of it. Oh, I just love it.
I do think the third reason is Warner Brothers is conditioned to watch them as a kind of TV series. Because they do have a bunch of animated series. Because they have like the movie series.
Oh yeah, because what was before they started Man of Steel, and let's not even include Nolan stuff. Yeah. What was their thing before that?
Justice League, the animation.
No, I'm talking movie though.
Movie,
like live action movie. It had to have been
Adam Guy from the Arrowverse and the TV.
Oh yeah, Superman Returns. Yeah.
What's his name?
Brandon Roth. Love him. He seems like a good guy.
I thought his name was Brandon Routh. Something like that. Whatever. Yeah. I thought that was really cool. Second movie I saw in the movie theaters.
2006.
I thought that was really sick.
I enjoyed
Batman.
That movie.
Batman and Superman came back. He's his son. He finds out that he has a son, and the son can have laser beams, I think, or something like that.
Because then before that, it had to have been, I guess, Batman, whatever the last Batman movie was.
yeah, the Batman. What's his name? Don Schumacher's. No,
it was either Batman Forever or Batman Returns.
Batman Returns. I think it was Batman Returns before that. Before
19
Brandon Routh.
No, so I think it was Batman and Robin, which was the Arnold Schwarzenegger one.
Was it?
I think that was the latest one.
That doesn't feel right, but
no, yes, 1997. That's so weird. There was 9 years where there was no DC, and in between that they had all their animated stuff that actually was well received. So that does actually make a lot of sense, and I never thought. Is that
the one with bat titties?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Hey, Val Kilmer's had it too. They both had bat titties for some reason.
Oh, now it's just started to fall apart again.
Yeah.
They added Michael Keaton in the new one. It was very intriguing. Like in the first place with what's his name, Tenet guy.
John Dave. No, Michael Caine?
No, the other guy. The British guy, vampire. What's his name? He was in the stupid movie with the vampires and shit. Jacob and whatever.
Oh, Robert Pattinson. I was like, what are you talking about?
I forgot it was a vampire.
I guess.
Yeah, Robert Pattinson. It was really interesting to begin with.
Yeah.
Robert Pattinson
attached
to it.
I'm excited.
And then Michael Keaton shows up, and then what's his name?
Well, no, okay, Michael Keaton
Supergirl.
Isn't confirmed. That's the Flash movie.
No, it was confirmed.
For Michael Keaton to be in Pattinson's?
Oh, wait, never mind. Yeah, that was the Flash movie. You're right.
I was like,
my bad.
When did that get confirmed? Because I would lose faith.
See, now I'm getting it confused. This is what I mean.
The only DC movie I have faith for, because I don't even have the Flash, Black Adam. Black Adam I'm going to see regardless. The Flash I'm going to see regardless. I mean, not even the fact that DC movies, I mean, I'm intrigued. The only one I have critical faith in, like critiquing, is the Batman. And
that's it. Yeah.
And that's because it's different. It's not this isn't in the universe. It's an Elseworld or whatever they're calling it now. Oh yeah, aren't we supposed to get DC Fandom again this year?
Yeah, something like that. Oh man.
I'm okay. I'm excited for that. Assuming they actually maybe they do it live again, like they do it with
the computer.
No, they do it real in a real place. That'd be kind of cool.
I don't know, man.
I also did, as cheesy as it was, I liked the fandom. I thought, I don't know. We've stuck on DC too long.
No, I'm just saying DC potential big.
Yes.
If they started with Wonder Woman.
Just started with anything.
I think
you could start. So you're saying Wonder Woman, and I agree, but also, what about like a cyborg movie?
No, because one, here's the deal, right?
Okay.
Wonder Woman. If they started with Wonder Woman, first of all, she would be the first female superhero movie.
Oh yeah,
ever.
We've talked about this.
Yeah, like ever. Second of all, her starting this franchise would be something big in the future. Because look at right now, there's like the Me Too movement and stuff like that.
She's gonna end up having the most movies out of all of them. She's getting our trilogy.
Yeah,
whether we want it or not, but she is kind of the biggest character running right now. So
I guess. But the thing is, like, I think they would have also fucked that up. But
no, I agree.
Yeah, if they just if they started Wonder Woman and then maybe do a Teen Titans one. Yeah, because that one popular TV show, animated TV show, and that was like really dark though, but like still, really could have been really cool.
Like Teen Titans is. They still had one running. They should have done Teen Titans. Because like they have the kid one going now, and maybe they didn't want to cross. No bullshit. They didn't want to cross those. They had the one where he says "F Batman."
Yeah.
So
yeah. The thing. Okay, so if you did Wonder Woman, then Teen Titans. See, you would have hit two things already.
This is
just producing things.
This might just have to be a whole episode right here. Just our DC.
Yeah.
Like we take like a week and like plan it out, and we plan out like 20 plus movies. Yeah. And like try and give a little snippet for each. Okay, we might do that. I like that idea.
The thing is, like, it's always had the whole female superheroes thing. It's always had this bad rep of being a bad thing to do. Because like Elektra, Catwoman. Yeah, I think Batwoman was supposed to get one, or she had one.
Yeah, Wonder Woman, she even had like a series that was canceled after the pilot.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. The Wonder Woman suit looked good. I never saw the pilot, but like,
yeah, this would have been a really good start. That's where the potential could have been, because like, you know, when Marvel was starting, I think the really cool thing that they did was, they tried to do the super realistic thing. But they didn't try to do too much of it. They just wanted to make the movie. Yes. And I don't think they even tried to.
That's where I'm going to all these franchises. That's why Marvel's so successful, is because they just wanted to make their movies. They had their post-credit scenes. They had their tiny comic book references, but they just wanted to make their movie, while DC, these book movies, all of it, they're trying to make their next 3 movies. And now that is Marvel, but that's because they are successful now, and they can do that.
And they know what they're doing.
It's paid off.
Yeah.
Where
back then, the way they started was less is more. Yeah. Like in Iron Man, they didn't even try to mention like future movies with like Captain America or anything like that. They did that at the end. They did like Nick Fury showing up.
Yeah, exactly. Nick Fury showed up. Downey shows up in Incredible Hulk.
Yeah. Captain
America I hate Nick Fury at the end. Yeah. It's just these tiny things near the end, and that's setting up your franchise. While these other ones, they're trying to set up 5 franchises within the movie. Yeah. Well, and Marvel, it's paid off for them because they have 10 plus movies, this backlog they can reference now, and it makes sense and it pays off for the viewer.
Yeah.
So
as simple as the whole Samuel L. Jackson thing showed up after the movies they worked.
Yeah.
They were unforgettable. Everyone remembers when Sam Jackson first showed up.
And like now it's even like a big thing kind of in the MCU. Like that was his big week. All those movies are supposed to happen in a couple days.
Yeah.
And I mean, like how they introduced Hawkeye, like in Thor, like which is super forgettable.
Yeah.
But like do that with your Wonder Woman movie. At the end, introduce Batman. Batman's who's bring your Nick Fury. And then we get, I don't know, the Flash movie, and we introduce Cyborg and their buddies.
Yeah, they shouldn't have done in Batman v Superman. They shouldn't have done the whole dream sequence thing or whatever it's called.
Yeah, again,
because like that still doesn't make sense.
Again, Snyder, ambitious.
Like seriously.
Well, I think
the only time he learned that he was way too ambitious was at the end of the Snyder cut. When Martian Manhunter showed up.
Yeah.
Because like that was like really simple. That was really interesting.
It's like just ambitious talking about Snyder. The scene where Cyborg is talking to like himself or whatever, like that's like pinnacle right there. And then you go to the next scene where they see Darkseid through the portal. Simple, works. Steppenwolf's dead. They send his head through. That cool.
Yeah.
But before that, we're like having this moment between Cyborg and himself, and it's just
and the Flash just being like,
oh yeah,
the sequence,
which is super cool for like people who like know that stuff. But if like I'm a casual viewer and I see this man just running super fast and the world's reforming around him,
what the
what? Yeah, like
he's talking about how create your future. And I'm like, what?
Yeah, ambitious for sure. And that's another thing just that I would say kills these franchises is ambition. The Mummy, like I watched
we watched the trailer.
Yeah, they like mixed up the like Dracula Untold, I think it was supposed to be, which it was actually. The ideas were there. It's one of those movies. The ideas were there, and it wasn't half bad, but it still wasn't good.
So what kills these franchises? The overambition, the unplanned, and just trying to do way too much in a single movie.
Yeah, no organization.
No, not even like future prospects, because I feel like they're trying to have future prospects, but they're just doing way too much for a single story that's supposed to last only about an hour and 40 minutes.
Yes.
And they feel like they can fit in about 30 minutes of that for the future movie, which is not something you should do as a movie. Because like the thing is, I like Justice League stuff. I like DC stuff. As much as I bashed Zack Snyder in the past, I love those movies. I love the animated series. They're some of them are really lame, but I love like the Harley Quinn
ones are still. It's just fun.
They're precious. At
least.
Yeah.
Well, the lame ones are like more directed towards kids, I would say.
Yeah.
And but they're still.
Oh no, I'm talking about like the adult themed ones. Like and the DCEU, I guess.
Yeah.
DC animated universe. They're really cool. That should be in the big screen.
I realized I hadn't watched one of the. I think it's Batman and Robin, the animated one with the Court of Owls. Yeah. I realized I didn't watch that one, and I watched that recently. I was like, oh, it's just so good.
A lot of twists in that movie.
Yeah.
Lots of twists. I was like...
out of all of them, I would honestly highly recommend that. I think it's Son of Batman, Batman and Robin, and then there's the one with... It's like Batgirl. Or not,
Bat Family.
Yeah. With
yeah.
Damien and all that. I would highly recommend those. And the like animate one that I can't remember.
The one with Bat Family, Batgirl shows up, but like she's only there for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
She's gone.
Oh man.
DCU stuff could have been really something.
Yeah, the live action stuff.
But then fans also ruined it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Way bickering about it behind. Like guys like, oh, DC is so much better than Marvel.
No.
Marvel's so much
just
better.
It's its own. It's like this is a stupid analogy. The DC is like a light little rain, and then Marvel is like a category 5 freaking hurricane in the movie industry. Yeah, it's like I mean, DC made their money on some of their movies, but at Marvel it's ridiculous.
You know, like you would think like, you know, DC's kind of calming down a little bit, and then they announced all this shit with the Flash movie, and I'm like, no, no, because like it was like Robert Pattinson is Batman, and it's like this really edgy, really like not a 30s look
grounded,
or 60s look. It looks pretty nice.
Yes.
And then they showed up with Michael Keaton and the Flash, and they have this stupid logos and as a teaser.
After Black Adam, I really don't know where they're going.
To a dumpster.
Like what they have planned after that. Black Adam and Aquaman 2 and Shazam 2, I think are the late movies next year. I don't know what they're gonna do after that. I don't think they're. I don't know. And then the Green Lantern show, they
Green Lantern show.
They started casting people. Remember?
Stop it.
I know.
Stop it.
Yeah. So
right, you'll never get anyone better than Ryan Reynolds.
I know. What if he has a cameo? That'd be great.
Okay,
just make them all the like Watchers, the blue guys or whatever they're called. Just make them. He's every single one of them.
I think that'd be funny.
But yeah, we'll wrap this up. I'd say we kind of both agree that DC fumbled the bag the most. That they had potential, and like just books are a big sinner in the franchise department.
Was it Chaos Walking?
Yeah, I mean that was a book.
That'd be sick.
Devil All the Time. I think that was a one-off book, but still, books are just.
Something.
They're media you can take and adapt to screenplay, and then people just shits the bed.
I think the thing that people, I think what studios understand is books are just the groundwork. They're not the actual pillars of things. They're just there. They're there so that you can use it as material. They're there so that you can use it as a kind of lore per se, and then you can just do something original after that. Because the thing is, look at these Marvel movies. Iron Man never came out of a cave, I don't think, in an old comic book.
Yeah, he might have, but again,
probably.
It's like, I mean, Loki going on right now, all the shit going on there, or go watch our Taskmaster, our Black Widow view about Taskmaster.
Yeah.
Like that's, I'm sure that never happened in the comics.
An interesting contrast to see is that Iron Man was kind of successful, right?
Yeah,
it was pretty good. You know, they had grounded work. But the thing about Iron Man is that I don't think they stuck to their sources. I don't think they actually based it heavily in comic books. But you look at Captain America and Thor, they based that heavily in the comic books.
Yeah.
So that's
Captain America's kind of hard not to.
Yeah.
But Thor was rough, man. Who really dyed that man's eyebrows?
Oh yeah.
God, like, come on. Like the wig was even still, but come on, the eyebrows.
Yeah.
But anyway, we'll wrap it up.
We don't know where that episode went. we had one destination to go through, and then we just wanted to talk about the other ones. But
no, it's fine. We talked about Fast. We talked about books, and just to name a couple of books we might not have. And just real quick, Chronicles of Narnia, Divergent.
Hunger Games,
Spiderwick Chronicles. Hunger Games made it all the way through. It went down in quality, but they did. Yeah,
Woody Harrelson, so. That's something.
They did finish The Mummy.
Potential could be failing Venom.
Yeah, that in the works.
Yeah,
in the works. Yeah, definitely.
I feel like Venom is just an aside. They don't actually
That's so weird.
Count it for anything because it feels like it's supposed to be a Marvel property, but it's not.
Yeah, hey, we've got Morbius coming.
Oh shit!
And that's supposed to be freaking Michael Keaton's in that. As who?
Joker.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That is Joker and Batman. I never thought about that. That's so funny.
Oh, man.
On that note, though.
Movies,
man. Franchises are a crazy thing. Well,
stop doing them, please.
Do your homework first. Not stop doing them, but do your homework. Like a lot.
Less is more. Do less is more.
Yeah.
Keep that in mind.
Yeah,
please.
So
the next DC movie, stop trying to connect this shit. It's not a Lego set. It's a fucking big franchise.
Just thinking about Black Adam could.
No,
they're bringing in a bunch. Okay, well, I was just trying.
No.
Anyways, though, we've been the Continuity Crew. If you enjoyed, comment down below. What's a franchise that we left out? I know we stuck on DC.
Yeah, maybe we'll do a part 2 in this one because I feel like there's a lot of things we left out.
But yeah. We'll subscribe if you want to see more. We're trying to keep these running. I actually really like doing these podcasts. They're more than just a review, so
they're more chill.
But anyways, we've been the Continuity Crew.
I always say the Friends franchise. No, I'm just
kidding. Yeah. There was a spinoff of Joey, which I didn't. Yeah, I always forget that. But
the Halloween franchise.
Horror movies in general. Yeah, we may need a part 2 for this episode.
Yeah.
We'll do our homework.
Yeah.
But we've in the continuity.
But give us suggestions though.
Yeah, we love movies. We love y'all. I'm Will. That's Win. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.
Bye.